My name is Bernice Fosuhene Piasa. Mrs. Bernice Fosuhene Piasa. I am the counselor for College of Science. I'm a senior counseling psychologist working at the KNUST Counselling Center. So that's a bit of me and what I do. I provide psychosocial support to students, staff, and their dependents, and to the general public as and when it's needed. The KNUST Counselling Center believes that a healthy mind lives in a healthy body. And therefore, when mental health is promoted and is at its best, students are able to function well. And so, whenever we find the community thrown into a bit of instability emotionally or otherwise, we rise to our task to make sure that we provide a safe and emotionally stable atmosphere. So recently we've had some form of destabilizing situation involving one of our students. And because of that, we realized as a center that we need to put in an intervention to help students overcome, manage, and function even in situations that are adverse to their well-being. So we agreed to engage students, and we dubbed the engagement an open forum where our focus is to build an emotionally stable atmosphere within an academic setting. So the motivation is a response to a crisis that the whole community sort of experienced or was exposed to. And that was our intervention. As our mandate to ensure emotional stability among students, we put in this intervention to engage them. The basis is to give them room to talk, express themselves, share their opinion, and also build capacity to manage themselves if they found themselves in situations such as this. I think that we had an impact. Of course, the numbers we expected to have turned out wasn't what we expected. But I believe that those who needed to hear or participate in this event turned out. Now, was there an impact? Yes. We had almost 2/3 of the participants talking, making input. Either they questioned or either they expressed opinions. They shared so much, and I believe they also learned so much. And so we talked about issues such as what are emotional distresses? How do you understand that? How do you cope? What are your network support when you are in emotional distressing situation? Who do you talk to? How do you reach out to people? And they were very candid about their inputs. They went on to add to the questions that were shared what they thought would put people or students in suicidal situations. And they were very forthcoming. Some shared personal experiences. And so for me, I think that was a very good program, and there's been an avenue where they had expressed their issues, their troubles, and how they even want them addressed. Some said that they need extracurricular activities organized by the institution to help them exhale, relax, and to recreate. So I think that has been very impactful. Adversity, or in other words, misfortunes or negative events are part of life. It does not exclude young people. It's something that happens to anyone, regardless of age, and it includes our students. So negative experiences come our way, called adversity. How are we able to manage adverse situations that come into our lives? So that's what it was about. So we have intelligence or knowledge how to meet adversity. Now we realize that sometimes, or most of the time, our young people are not able to meet adversity, manage it, and survive. So adversity quotient is the ability to have the necessary knowledge to meet challenges in life, manage them, survive them, and still function your optimum, which I believe all young people must have. It's a knowledge acquired, how to bounce back after exposure to adverse situations. When you don't have this intelligence, you may be stuck in your adverse situations, negative experiences. And for some, they think that life is not worth living after encountering adverse situations. So that's why I mentioned that all of us must learn that, how to be resilient, to bounce back like a football or like a baseball. You hit it on the wall, it bounces back to life. You throw it up again. And life is like that. So knowledge about adversity quotient would help everyone to be able to manage adverse situations in their lives, be it loss, be it health issues, be it financial distresses, relational difficulties, and be able to turn those setbacks into fortunes that works positively for them, and they can still live their lives in harmony. It is possible to have more, though these are crisis response activities. From the encounters we've had today, I believe the students would be very appreciative if we had such events coming more often than just a response to a crisis. So going forward, I think that the counseling center can take it up as a means of engaging students in a non-agenderic forum where we just engage to talk. Not to say this is not the first time. Whenever we have our annual emotional health and awareness promotion program as a center, we have student engagement. So this is not just one-off time something. We usually do have such. But as we heard from students today, it will be in the interest of the institution if we had more such informal engagements.
Counselors actually do is to provide counseling first aid to the students' body. So as a student, you are free to approach any of us. We are your friends, we are students like you. You can approach us with your problems. We can help you and link you to all relevant counselors. Counselors in your college, counselors even outside the college. Our purpose and our work is to provide you with that resource, without energy, without the vigor, so that you can carry out your academics, you can carry out your social work, you can carry out your relationship in a healthy lifestyle. So our main purpose is to help you to revitalize yourself and become the tomorrow that you want to see.
Okay, so I'm Yelbert Bridget, a third-year biological science student. I'm Louisa Prempe. I'm also a third-year biological sciences student.
Okay, thank you. Nice meeting you all. So today we had a program with our college counselors, that's Open Forum. What did you learn from the program?
Okay, so my take home was when you are depressed or when you are stressed, you can talk to someone. Instead of bottling up all these emotions in you, you can talk to someone, and then, as the saying goes, a problem shared is half solved. So yes.
I also learned that when you suspect that someone is showing signs of depression and having suicidal thoughts, you should be bold to talk to the person, to ask the person if he or she is having suicidal thoughts, so that it can limit the chance of the person committing suicide.
That's very true. So I can say we all learned a lot from the program we had today. So what are your future expectations towards such programs?
Okay, so I'll be expecting more program because it was really educative. It was really helpful. I learned a lot of things from this. So yes, I'll be expecting more. So I encourage all students to partake in such programs because it is very helpful. It helps release stress. School shouldn't be all about learning. These are all forms of learning, and it shouldn't be about books. These are also forms of learning. So programs like this, I encourage students to come more. Yeah.
Also expecting that we'll keep running this program from time to time to increase the awareness of depression. I'll also advise students to partake in this program, and they shouldn't feel ashamed to ask for help when they need it.
To me, I've been to so many seminars in College of Science, but I think this open forum has been the most appreciated one out of it all, because it was through this open forum I got to know a whole lot of stuff concerning emotions. So I think so far this has been the best seminar ever attended in College.
So what do you say to the counselors?
I really appreciate whatever thing that they came there to do. In fact, there were a lot of things that were bothering me, but because of they opening up to us today, I think I've been able to overcome certain stuff. So I really appreciate what they've done to us.
Okay. Before you pass on the microphone, so what do you say to your friends? What do you say to your friends out there?
All right. So I think during the seminar, there were a lot of things that we spoke about, and one thing that I jotted down is not keeping things to ourselves. Yeah, it's not keeping things to ourselves. That we should always be open. And when we see any individual with suicidal ideation, we should appreciate that individual, speak to the individual. Like the way the program was, it was more or less like they were training us for the first aid in counseling. So I think at the end of everything, I've gotten some tips that I'll be able to help individuals whenever I see them in suicidal ideations.
So what did you also learn?
Okay, I learned a lot. About our lives, as human beings and as a student. There are certain things you don't have to put them as a burden upon your head.
Then how about them in your heart?
Some of them have to just voice them out. Because there are some challenges we are currently facing, suicidal challenges. And it's all because of this our emotional distress, emotional problems and all that. We understand that students go through a lot, go through some stress, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically. We go through all this. But how are we actually going to cope in all this? You have to build your mental resilience. You have to go to the extreme or the height where you're able to appreciate life better. Get to know that it's not just over, it's not just because, or it's not based on what you are building here. CWA may fall or you may increase, yet it's very good. But you have to know that there's something beyond that. So I'm encouraging everyone going through stress, going through emotional trauma, that it is not over. Just build resilience. Just know that they are part of life. They are there to happen. And know that they are there because you are there. The challenges you are going through, they are actually there because we are also there. So when you are facing them, appreciate them and build yourself to overcome them. And when you overcome them, become a victorious, become an overcomer. And tomorrow you appreciate life better. And also voice out, interact. You have roommates, you have classmates, you have friends, you have parents, you have pastors, you have friends, you join prayers and all that. Pray, sing to yourself, encourage yourself in every situation. Voice out your problem. Share. There is a saying that a problem shared is half solved. You may never know your helper. So maybe you voicing out, that person may be your source of help. You may never know. So this is what I've learned, and this is what I want to share with my people.
In fact, even today, I brought two people from my class. They were like, they won't come, but I forced them in because seeing the team of the program being open forum, I told them that let us go. At least it is a counseling unit, and we will be able to say something of which it will help someone else. So I dragged them in, and they were doing better than I. So I will encourage everybody out there that whenever you see a program of such sort, be in a hurry because you don't know where your problem might get solved. So be in a hurry and come and seek advice, and it will be helpful.
Well, I'm reading BS Mathematics.
Interesting. Mathematician.
Yes, please.
That's good. Okay, so for today's College of Science Open Forum program, what's your take on it? What did you learn from it?
Well, it was very educative, and then I learned a lot of things. Some of the things I learned was that as we are living in a world, and we shouldn't live alone. If there is a problem you are facing, try to open up with someone who can help. Not just anyone, but then someone who can help. That's why the counselors are always available for us. Yes, please. That's one of the things I learned today.